we're discussing Gen AI concepts. So we previous class we've seen, what was the applications of Gen AI, what is Gen AI, how is it different from AI? Then we also looked into a couple of applications, life cycle of a project, and different models that exist, right? So today we will look at Gen AI on AWS, Amazon Web Services. So basically, we have already learned a lot about LLM, large language models. How do they revolutionize this Gen AI? We saw the applications of LLM also. I've also given you a live demonstration on how these LLMs work, what are the capabilities of these LLMs. Now, we are aware of the fact that Python is being integrated with LLM, and we can use this Python and build very good applications and basically build on the LLM that we already have and use this in for several other cases, right? So now we can see that there is also cloud integration with LLMs. So AWS is also giving this opportunity to use LLM models in various ways. So AWS, Amazon Web Services, basically there are a couple of these AWS services which are dealing with LLMs in certain way. So Amazon Bedrock, Amazon SageMaker, Amazon Code Whisperer, Amazon Trainium, Amazon Inferentia. These are the different things that we learn about, right? So Amazon Bedrock. Like very well-known models, these ChatGPT, Llama, Zephyr, Mistral, okay? All of these models, famous LLM models, we have some deployed models in the Amazon Bedrock service also, which are AI 21 Labs, Anthropic Claude, etc. And if I talk about AI 21 in Amazon Bedrock, these models are available with this bed models. So, for example, Jurassic 2 Mid, Jurassic 2 Ultra, and what are the key features, right? So, secure access. This Bedrock basically offers a very good protected secure gateway, which is going to, preserve your data privacy, mostly for confidential data. So, it's pretty good like that. Then you can access and utilize these AI 21 models with very easy manner because they don't have a complicated infrastructure, right? So it's pretty easy for anybody to learn and pick it up and implement these in their projects. Then very easy single API integration. So you can use a single API to integrate with all these Bedrock models which you have built. Then obviously you can customize your data. So basically, based on your own data, you can fine tune these models and meet your unique requirements for the specific project that you are doing. So these are the different advantages of Amazon Bedrock. Then we'll talk about, and obviously knowledge base integration. So you can use a lot of domain specific domain knowledge data from your internal knowledge bases and improve the answers of these models. So we have seen about this reinforcement learning feedback, right? Human feedback, RLHF, RLAIF, all these things. So yes, Amazon Bedrock will also help you with your cloud thing. Basically, it's also going to talk about Anthropic Claude. This is one more model that you can be using with it. So as of right now, AWS Bedrock provides Claude 2.1 foundation model from Anthropic as a base model. So in contrast to base model, what do you suggest the restricted capabilities? So Claude 2.1 is basically a strong and adaptable language model with notable advantages, right? So you have a lot of key capabilities. Claude's in basically it has the industry leading 200,000 token text context windows, which make it very perfect for jobs like when you're trying to summarize the text, when you're trying to do a lot of analysis, data analysis, and a lot of logical reasoning that you're going to perform on over a plethora of documents, right? A lot of large documents. Then also code bases and legal contracts. So if you're trying to use it as a code base, even that's great. And even for your legal documents or legal sort of use cases, right? For example, when you're doing some legal analysis of a particular project. So all of this, it can be because it is being trained with all these tokens already, word tokens already. So it becomes very easy to analyze and comprehend massive, huge, humongous amount of data. And that's where Claude 2.1 comes in. Then it's state of the art performance in a lot of areas, right? Claude is basically skilled in difficult reasoning, coding, innovative content creation, a lot of different discussions, education, and all these in pretty much uh, a detail to a very great extent. Then you also have front features of AI safety. Basically, it was created and collaborated with Anthropics top safety researchers, and it uses methods like constitutional AI in order to reduce the bias and encourage ethical usage of AI. So we have had a extended discussion on why ethical AI use is pretty important and how it plays a vital role in the going further, how it plays a vital role in the usage of Gen AI and the perception of Gen AI. So then you have Amazon. Basically, we can using this model, we can play with a lot of prompts. Okay, different kind of prompting can be done. One hot, zero hot. There are different types of prompts, and you can play around with these. So using a module named Boto 3 in Python, we can use these models from the Bedrock. So basically, we can use this particular library or module called as Boto 3, and we can make use of this Amazon Bedrock and efficiently perform our model building. So instead of using Python, we can use the playground also, which will be provided by AWS itself. And you can play with prompts and get the outputs. So what are the key features of this Amazon Bedrock? You can leverage pre-trained models, which is being provided by Amazon Web Services, and you can create your own model using your specified data. So you can feed the specific data for your particular project, feed this on and pre-train the model with this and go ahead, right? So integration using Python is very, very simple. Comparatively, very less lines of code will be written because of the fact that you're reusing this module, Boto 3. And we have to pay only when we are using the resources by AWS. So we can grow this as we need. So yes, again, premium services, whether required or not, always debatable. But yeah, based on your need, you can go ahead and apply for, uh, subscribe to this AWS services, right? Then apart from Amazon Bedrock, we also have Amazon SageMaker. So this is one of the most powerful service that AW has right now for machine learning and deep learning also. So it's the most important part as a foundation model. Okay, like Amazon Bedrock, this will also contain a lot of foundation models. This has some models which basically come from Hugging Face, right? So this model can be, we can integrate prompt engineering to get the outputs of the prompts. So this is what different foundation models that exist: Stable Diffusion, Excel 1.0. Then you have Llama 27B chat, Llama 270B chat. Okay, you also have AI 21 Jurassic 2 Ultra, Cohere Generate model, Light on Mini Instruct 40B. So these are the different foundation models that are present inside Amazon SageMaker. So these are the available models which you can readily use directly using this playground, and you can also use this via a notebook. So integrated notebook available in the SageMaker, these models can be used. And obviously, this will help you out in doing your deployment on Streamlit completely. So that's the major advantage. And deployment exactly looks like the playground where we can play with responses using the prompt engineering. So you can always give different prompts and get back the output. So I've showed you a couple of examples where you can send in prompts and get the required output, right? So we have seen in DALI and ChatGPT how prompting works. Okay, then smooth development using well-known resources like Jupyter Notebooks, because it allows you integration with different notebooks. So obviously you can integrate it with Jupyter as well. And then you also have architectures and algorithms. So you have a lot of different architectures and algorithms, which are basically premium. I would say high performance algorithms, high performance architecture, state of architecture. So these things are also going to help us out. Then yes, you can control a lot of fine tuning the model, and you can thereby maximize the performance of the model. So always after development, model building, after you develop a model, it's pretty important to do the fine tuning to get the best parameters. And when you get the best parameters, obviously that is heavily going to impact the performance of the model and also the accuracy of the model. So this is a very important part where you're trying to fine tune the things, right? So SageMaker, I would say advantage again, to quickly recap, would be it directly gives you a lot of different models. First of all, it's integrating a lot of different foundation models, so you can choose, and then again because it is taking the basic models from Hugging Face, again you have a lot of flexibility, and this is exclusively SageMaker is designed for your machine learning and deep learning. And I can say that we can also use this with notebooks or Jupyter notebooks, and it's very easy to integrate this and do deployment in Streamlit also. So this is the reason that SageMaker is pretty advantaged, has a lot of advantages, right? And also you have a lot of control to fine tune the models to get better parameters out of it, better performance out of these models. So Amazon SageMaker is pretty much the hero. Then there is also Amazon Code Whisperer. So this is like AI-driven code creation tool. Okay, it works inside an IDE, your normal integrated development environments which Anaconda offers, right? Either your PyCharm or Spider or Jupyter, right? Different integrated development environments that we have. And it will also provide and offer real-time code recommendations. So as and when you're typing the code, it will recommend, it will start predicting the next possible best keyword to use, best way of solving the logic to use. So that kind of thing, AI-driven capabilities there in Code Whisperer. So it's literally like whispering the code to you. Then it's similar to having a helpful virtual coding helper at your side when you type. So as simple as that, right? Someone who's prompting you to write the better code. So that kind of help is always available with Code Whisperer. It's like it's whispering the code to you, and you can simply do this, right? So that makes your job pretty easy. Then examines your code in context. Yes, in order to understand your programming intent. Okay, why you're exactly writing this function and what are you trying to get from this function. It will try to understand that, comprehend that, and it will continuously examine your current code. What are your comments? What are your names of the function, etc. And it will try to suggest a better code for you. Then it produces several recommendations. So basically, machine learning models and a vast code data set in order to generate several code recommendations that are customized for your particular activity. So let's say that I'm writing code, maybe not right from the beginning will it try to prompt me, but as soon as I write at least 10, 15 lines of code and it understands what kind of code I'm trying to write, it's basically constantly revising the kind of, code you're trying to write, what is the purpose of the code you're trying to write, what exactly you're trying to achieve, and if the programmer is giving any comments there, it is also going to read those comments and give suggestions accordingly. Then it provides suggestions instantly. Obviously, Code Whisperer shows you its ideas as you type in the IDE pane, and making it very easy for you to rapidly view and pick the ones that are work for you. So it will not make a single suggestion, but it will make several suggestions, and probably based on what you choose and go ahead, it's going to pick up what kind of program you're trying to write and improve its recommendations, right? So code recommendations in real time. Depending on your situation, it will generate loops, complete the functions, conditional logics that you put in, many more things that you do, right? So support for multiple languages. Again, this will help you compile your TypeScript, Java, JavaScript, Python, and obviously soon to be added different ones. So C plus also might come up now. Then security scans, right? It will help you create more secure applications by finding the possible security flaws. So not only does it help you write a better code, but overall it scans your code and helps you gives you suggestion to help you make it more privacy secure, data secure, uh, keep your data more confidential, right? So then monitoring references, it maintains code integrity and makes it simpler to cite sources by keeping track of the code that you've used. So exactly where you're getting the code from, okay, these kind of references it'll be noting down so that you can use it for further usage, and obviously copyright, so that you don't run into any copyright issues and run into trouble with intellectual property. Then talking code with Amazon Q. Use Code Whisperer in order to translate the code between languages. So you can produce code from natural language descriptions and receive explanations for the code through natural language discussions. So let's say that you're searching for some purpose. Let's say I want to find the palindrome of a number. So you can simply prompt saying that I want to find palindrome of a number. In a simple English language, you can put this description and you can get the result in the form of a code, and it will literally write the code lines for you and give it to you, right? So that's how Code Whisperer would work. And yes, so for example, write a code if the number is prime or not. So we are saying that, okay, we're taking an integer number as an input and we're trying to put an if condition. Like this, while you are giving the code, entering the code, it will suggest the lines. Okay, so for individual developers, it is free of cost. Whereas when it comes to companies, probably they'll have to give an annual subscription. So the moment you've typed this number is equal to integer, it is basically writing, noting down that you're trying to enter a code for to check whether a number is prime or not. And from the next line, it has started suggesting the next line of code. Okay. Imagine being able to train AI models with more than 100 billion parameters at a very low cost and faster than ever before. So this can be achieved using AWS Trainium. And that's the power of Amazon's second generation machine learning accelerator, AWS Trainium. So this was designed especially with deep learning training in the mind. So we need to be ready to explore these Trainium environment and see all the possibilities that it has in future, right? So TRN1 instances, which are specific to Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, EC2 instances, are where Trainium chips are kept. So up to 16 Trainium accelerators are packed within each of these TRN1 instance, and this will provide a very powerful way to tackle the challenges that come in deep learning tasks. And deep learning calculations will require a lot of heavy lifting of the matrix multiplications handled by these accelerators. So Trainium will dramatically accelerate these training by removing this burden from the CPU and freeing up resources for other important tasks. So Trainium is basically taking care of your, heavy kind of matrix multiplications that happen in deep learning. And this thereby, because it lifts off the burden from your CPU itself, so this will accelerate the performance of your model and increase the speed of your model, right? So the speed of processing basically. And it takes more than just power to use the Trainium. Additionally, AWS Neuron Software Development Kit is also available. This is also included. So with Neurons tools and libraries, utilizing Trainium's capabilities, well-known deep learning frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and all this becomes super simple. So this implies that you won't have to completely redo your code base in order to begin training your models on Trainium quickly and effectively. Then also we have AWS Inferentia. Again, training sophisticated models is only one part of the story when it comes to AI. So fascinating part is when those models are put to use in real-time applications. So that's where Amazon's specially designed AI inference processor, AWS Inferentia, comes into play. So till now we were talking about how training and billion parameters are allowing us to train, how we can fine-tune our models, all of that. Now it's about real-time applications, right? So an advanced AI model basically is taught to identify items in photos. So you want to implement this in security systems, security cameras everywhere, right? In offices, in healthcare services buildings, in your government buildings, right? Where you need a lot of confidentiality, where you need to keep a track of what's happening, where security is basically the top priority. So those kind of things where you want to implement a security camera system, which will detect any unusual behavior immediately. So this promise can be realized with Inferentia. It makes inference at the quick edge, quick, easy, and affordable. So even in your airport services, right? All of these airport buildings, etc., you can bring about these kind of things. Then yes, there is a dedicated EC2 instance, which is known as INF1 instances. These will contain embedded Inferentia chips. Up to 4 Inferentia accelerators are packed into each of these INF1 instance. This will provide inference performance for a range of tasks. So this will increase that, right? Because in one instance, they're packing 4 different Inferentia accelerators. So this is going to heavily impact the speed, impact the performance. So the hard work of executing your AI models, real predictions, is taken care by these is taken care of by these accelerators. So whatever hard work of executing these models is put in, these accelerators are taking it up. Then basically you're maximizing throughput, and latency also is reduced by inferential offloading from the task, because again instead of putting it on CPU, you're taking away the burden to Inferentia itself, right? So that's how it works. So this will enable to put your thing into real use and help you. So again, Inferentia is used for fraud detection, any discrepancies and anomalies are there, detection of these, then object recognition in the video feeds, wherein you're trying to make real-time decision looking at the CCTV camera, security camera footage This is going to help you out real time. Then yes, basically smart cities, medical devices. You also have autonomous cars. Okay, these are all examples of high volume inferences at the edge. Then yes, scalability, which is affordable. So using massive AI models, which are going to be bankrupt. Without going bankrupt, you will be able to use these things, right? So again, to quickly recap, we have seen four different or five different rather relevant services provided by AWS, which help you integrate your large language models, right? So that is Amazon Bedrock, Amazon SageMaker, Amazon Code Whisperer, Amazon Trainium, and Amazon Inferentia. Amazon Bedrock in itself will help you integrate your LLMs with different, deploy the models with different LLMs. So you have AI 21 Labs and also Anthropic Claude. And with these, you can again use some more base models that are available like Jurassic 2 Mid and Jurassic 2 Ultra. This is heavily utilized when you have a complicated infrastructure. So this makes your job easy, and obviously privacy of data is at the top notch priority. Then again, Claude 2.1 also has a lot of great capabilities because of the fact that it was trained on 200,000 tokens across different domains. So very lengthy documents and legal contracts, etc. It was being dealt with, right? And you can then comes Amazon Bedrock. You can use this Amazon Bedrock with your Python module Boto 3. This will also make it pretty simpler to create your own model for your specific project. Then you have Amazon SageMaker. Amazon SageMaker specially designed for your machine learning and deep learning models. So it is very fundamental like that. It will utilize a lot of different models which are also coming from Hugging Face. And yes, it will. These are the different models that foundation models that we can use. So you have Stable Diffusion XL 1.0. Then you have Llama 2.7b chat, Llama 2.70b chat. Okay. Then you also have AI 21 Jurassic 2 Ultra, Cohero Generate Models Command, Light on Mini Instruct 40B. So different text generation, keyword generation, optimizing the chat, summarizing the text, etc. These kind of LLMs which you can be using with Amazon SageMaker. And yes, a pretty important thing is you can use this playground. Using the playground, you can directly use this, build your models, or you can also use your notebook. You can also access Jupyter Notebook here. So that's one good thing. Then integrated notebooks are also available with SageMaker. And yes, very easy to do Streamlit deployment entirely, right? So this is pretty easy for you. And then you can play around with your prompt engineering, give one-shot prompting, zero-shot prompting, and try different things. And yes, smooth development with Jupyter Notebooks and fine tuning controls are there with you so that you can maximize the performance of these models. Then you have Code Whisperer, which works excellent with your IDEs. So whichever IDE you prefer, whether you're coding your Python in Visual Studio Code, whether you're doing it in PyCharm, whether you're doing it Spider, whether you're doing it in Jupyter Notebook, you can use this Amazon Code Whisperer because it has this AI-driven capability to generate the code. So basically, it's like trying to comprehend based on your comments and functions that you start writing, names that you start defining. It will pick up the cues. It will try to understand, comprehend for what purpose you are writing this code, and try to solve it on its own. Right? Try to prompt you even before you're writing code. It will start giving you a lot of suggestions. So this is pretty important. Then it can produce a several type of recommendations and all that. And it does not only work with your particular IDE, but I mean just Python. It also works with TypeScript, Java, JavaScript, and all that. And it is soon to be integrated with C, C++ also. So depending on the situation, right, whether you're generating a loop or you're writing a function or you're writing some other logic, Amazon Code Whisperer is going to be there. And it also points out if any securities, concerns are there and how you can simply cite your sources. And yes, you can ask simple natural language questions and it will start giving you the code for it, right? So it will suggest the next few lines, etc. So pretty important. Then you have Amazon Trainium that we talked about. Amazon Trainium again has 100 billion parameters. So because of this 100 billion parameters, You can, and because AWS is offering such a good platform, you can use these at a very lower cost, and it makes your job very easy. So this is the second generation machine learning accelerator, and you can use this for deep learning things in your projects. Again, TRN1 is an instance, and up to 16 Trainium accelerators are packed inside this TRN1 instance. Then this will also help you provide a lot of tackle a lot of matrix calculations and all of that matrix multiplications. Instead of your CPU doing it, this is going to AWS Trainium will take the load on behalf of the CPU. So this AWS Trainium is going to make your job much easier. Then again, you can also use this Neuron software development kit along with it. So a lot of Neuron tools and libraries will be incorporated, and different frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, these advanced AI modules are also going to come into the picture. So that's where your Amazon Trainium does. Then again, Amazon Inferentia, this is about real-time applications. So Amazon Inferentia again used to identify any items in photos, in cameras, in videos, all of this right away. So it's making our job pretty easy and affordable, right? So again, EC2 instance dedicated will be INF1. So in each INF1 instance, you have 4 inferential accelerators. There in Trainium, for one each Trainium instance, for one each TRN1 instance, you have 16 accelerators packed. So these are basically to allow you to increase your performance, enhance your performance in sort of speed on sort of a way. So these are all the hardworking. Again, same way, just like in Trainium is taking away the load of CPU by doing a lot of complex matrix multiplications in case of deep learning models. Similarly, here the burden of throughput is maximized, and also your latency will be reduced. All of this is taken away by AWS Inferentia. This burden is taken away by Inferentia, and offloading these tasks from CPU basically, so that it works faster on real-time world projects, right? Then again, fraud detection, anomaly detection, recognizing objects from the video. Okay, all of these are possible because of this. So autonomous cars where high volume inferences will be starting. So these kind of things. And again, you can scale this at a very affordable way. So these are all what AWS, Amazon Web Services, is allowing us to do. So I want you guys to just go ahead and explore these AWS, at least explore the Amazon SageMaker, and definitely try to explore your Amazon Code Whisperer, right? So Code Whisperer is again pretty good to use, and you'll be amazed and surprised at what all it can help you do when you're trying to code for your particular project or anything for that matter, right? How it can start suggesting the code, etc. This is a very great way to use your LLMs. So this is where cloud integration is also going to start off. So AWS is basically giving all of these opportunities for all of us for mostly free of cost, publicly available. So all these LLM models can be used and integrated in our Python itself. So any IDE that you use, whether you're using a Jupyter Notebook, Google Colab, so I will not talk about Google Colab, but yeah, Jupyter Notebook, PyCharm, whether you're using Spider or you're using Visual Studio Code, you can make use of this. And those of you who are also coding in not just Python or maybe Java, you can experiment with these things, right? So that's it for today. I'd say that continue learning GenAI, continue exploring a lot of GenAI, and any GenAI terms that you use, you can definitely share with us. You can put a comment below and talk about a new model or a new LLM that you've used and the last time you were amazed with it. So you can definitely put that in the chat box. And if you happen to use any of these while you're working, right? Amazon Code Whisperer, SageMaker, Bedrock, or Trainium, or Inferentia for that matter, please do let us know. That'll be really fun to learn. And if you know anything apart from this, even that would be very fun to know. And basically, we're just here to sort of gain knowledge and, just transfer knowledge from each other, right? So let's do that. And like Satya Nadella said, if you don't jump on the new, you don't survive. So if you do not start adapting to Gen AI services, Gen AI technology, I think we'll soon become outdated, right? So it's better late than never, and it's better to start learning it when the hype is up, so that we can all safely secure our jobs and go to next level and probably automate a couple of things and be the masters of Gen AI itself, right? So please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. If you find this informative, please do share and subscribe to 360 Digit MG for more, and stay tuned with us for more Gen AI sessions. Thank you.